Good morning, guys. I had a rough night last night. My roots are so bad. I'm dying to get my hair done next week. But I had a rough evening last night because for the second time in a week, I got the migraine with the, it's called a migraine with an aura, where I see like flashing, and this time it was out of both eyes, and it lasted like an hour, I'd say hour to an hour and a half. And then once the flashing went away, I got the migraine. So that was a little bit rough. So I went to bed at 8:45, but the part that kind of freaked me out was that paired with that, I also had this hand go numb. Like this, my middle finger, my ring finger, and my thumb completely went numb. So I was like, okay, this is weird. Livy, say good morning. She's having her cereal. So I have a midwife appointment today, thank God, and I'm just gonna ask them about that. It's my second one in a week. Mind you, if you've seen, I've done 2 cleaning videos, but yesterday I just did the upstairs bathroom and vacuumed upstairs. That's all I did, aside from, like, you know, breakfast dishes, lunch dishes, cleaning up after the kids. I guess that was still too much. So I'm just trying to find a balance now where, like, I can still get things done without overdoing it. I wish I was one of those women that could continue filming cleaning videos right up until I have the baby, but I don't think that's going to be the case because I don't want to, you know, do anything to like harm myself, or you know, I'm just the type, I guess, that I can't do that. So anyways, I slept really well. I went to bed at 8:45. I was wide awake from like 3 to 5 just thinking about a million different things. Then I fell back asleep till 7, and then Blake comes running in my room and she's like, "Mommy, good morning, Olivia's awake." And she'll go get Olivia. She's such a little mommy hen. I just love her so much. She's watching Mickey Mouse in the other room, so I'm gonna cuddle with her. But yeah, my midwife today, my mom's coming at 9 just to help and babysit, and I'll let you guys know what the midwives say about that and what my blood pressure is. I'm hoping my blood pressure is still down, like low. I consistently always have low blood pressure, but if it's like, for me, high would be anything 125 over like 80, 90, that would be high for me. So if it's like that range, I would ask to get them to check my urine just to make sure I don't have protein for like preeclampsyia or whatever. So I'll let you guys know. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with. So I'm just hanging out today. I'm just like doing the bare minimum cleaning, like literally just cleaning after the kids. I'm not doing anything else. So I gotta pack my hospital bag today too. And I want to get the bassin head all set up this weekend because I'm 36 weeks on Sunday. So just in case she happens to come early, I want to be prepared. It is much, much later now. Me and the girls are playing. We're about to play dress up. I think it's, yeah, it's 4 o'clock. I look haggard and worn out because
that was too big on you, Olivia.
Yeah, that one's too big. You pick a different one, Liv. Blakey, you want that one? They're just picking out costumes right now because we're gonna play dress up. We just made some cookies. You could be a parrot. I had my midwife appointment, which I will update you all on later. But they sent me for a stress test because Reese's heartbeat was, her heart rate was too high.
Okay, I want to be with someone.
Okay, I'll have to update you in just a sec. Sorry, I had to play with the girls for a bit. They're just watching some YouTube show, so I'm sorry if it's a little bit like loud in the background. I just ordered some sushi because I love sushi and I'm craving it, and I had a hard afternoon, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have sushi. But yeah, so I went in for my midwife appointment, just like a routine appointment. I told them about my headaches. They checked the protein in my urine. I have no protein in my urine. Blood pressure was great. It was like 118 over 65, I think. So they ruled out like anything, you know, preeclampsia or anything like that, and said, you know what, it's just comes down to extra estrogen, especially getting later into your pregnancy. Just rest, put on a hot compress, blah, blah, blah. I did the swab that you have to do for a certain bacteria. I forget what it's called. Some sort of bacteria that they want you to do a swab. So I did that. And everything was good. And she's like, okay. And she even did, I had to have a breast exam, like physical. So she did that. And so I came back and she said, okay, let's measure your belly. She measured belly. I'm right on track for 36 weeks. I'm 36 weeks on Sunday. So baby girl, sorry, I'm filling up some water, is measuring right on track. And everything looks good like that way. Then she did her heart rate. And at first it was taking her, a little bit. Like you could hear the heartbeat, and then she was going, oh, I keep getting like the placenta. Let me just like try moving over this way. And she did. And then she said, after a couple minutes, she went, okay, like I'm just gonna check you again in a couple minutes. I think she's moving around a lot. Like I just need her to settle down and then I'll try it again. So she had me just lay there. We waited 5 more minutes, did the Doppler again, and she was counting and counting and counting. And she said, so after she said, okay, she said, baby's heart rate's a little high, so I'm just going to, she said, it could be nothing. I'm just going to let you lay down and relax here for another like 5 to 10 minutes. And then I will come back with the senior midwife, Holly, who's one of the midwives that I had. I had her with Blake and Olivia. And she goes, she's gonna check too. And I said, okay, so waiting and waiting. And then she comes back and she said, actually, it's better if you sit up. So they had me sit up, checked her again, and Holly this time checked, and she said, yeah, it's a little bit high. She said, do you have anything going on this afternoon? I said, no. So because my parents were here watching Blake and Olivia was in bed. So they said, just as a precaution, due to your history, we're gonna send you for a stress test at the hospital. She said they don't like to see really heart rates over 160 is like the highest at this point that they like to see, and her heart rate was going from like 161 to 165. She said it could be as simple as she's excitable, you need some fluids, I don't really know, but just as a precaution, we are going to send you over. So naturally, as soon as she said that, I started to bawl my eyes out. Like I just started to cry, and I couldn't help it. I was so like, not mad at myself, but I was trying so hard not to cry, because I'm like, it's gonna be fine, everything's fine, like it's fine. But it just literally brought me back to the moment when I was told that something was wrong with Olivia. And it like, I literally, it was like I was transported back, and the tears they just came. Like I couldn't, there's nothing I could do. And she, the one midwife, Brooke, she felt so bad. She's like, I know, you poor thing. She goes, I know this is bringing up a lot for you, and like, I'm sure everything is fine, but we just want to do this as a precaution. I was like, no, I want this as a precaution. Like I'd rather, like, it doesn't hurt to check. It's better to check. So she was trying to like make me laugh, and I composed myself. And then anyway, so I headed right over to the hospital. There's a midwife waiting for me. And it's a good thing I went over there, because they moved the entire maternity unit to the 2nd floor, I guess to keep it safer for, so that mommies and babies don't interact with like people that could have COVID passing through. So we're on the 2nd floor now. So I went up there, and the midwife met me, and they hooked me up to the belly monitors and said, okay, what have you had to drink today? And I said, I just had a tea, I just ate. I probably only had like 1 8-ounce glass and a tea. And she goes, okay, that's not enough. So she went and got me some more water. And I think she watched me for about 30 minutes. And at first she said, okay, it looks good. And then she went, okay, it went a little high again. So let's just have some more water, and we'll just leave you lying on this hospital bed, hooked up to the monitors. And then after, like half an hour, she looked at the chart, heartbeat, and said, baby looks beautiful. She looks beautiful. She goes, could have been dehydrated. She could have just been excitable. Don't know, but everything looks beautiful. So I have an ultrasound on Monday. Today is Wednesday. I have an ultrasound Monday. And then the following week, I see my midwives again. So in the meantime, they said, you know, it's kind of something you're probably gonna have in the back of your mind, but as long as there's no bleeding, she's moving, like count her movements, everything's fine. So I am gonna try and drink a lot more water and basically just relax and not do too much, and try not to freak out over the next 3 weeks, and just pray that her heart rate is okay. And that's really all I can do at this point. So but everything else looks really, really good. So yeah, it was just really draining and stressful, but I was just happy to be home with the kids and literally counting my blessings. Like, I don't know, it's just, it puts things into perspective. Like, I have 2 beautiful, healthy children. Like, I've had all the patience in the world for them since I got home, because I'm like life is so short. You never know when something can happen. So I did pack my Reese's hospital bag. I'm gonna pack the rest of mine tonight just to be sure. I want to get the bassinet set up and everything, like just in case, God forbid, something happens, or she happens to come earlier or whatever, just so that we're ready. But yeah, it was like a big scare, but I'm so thankful everything's okay. And you bet your ass I'm gonna be counting movements like even crazier than I was before, just to make sure that that she's okay in there. So I've never had that with Blake or Olivia. Their heart rates were never concerning. So again, could have just been dehydrated. She could have just been excitable. I don't know, but it sucks that, like, other than an ultrasound Monday, I don't really see them again for 2 weeks. So it's like I'm just left here to stew and worry. And you know what I mean? It's like pregnancy is so freaking scary. It's not even funny. So is parenthood, but I worry about them from the moment you find out you're pregnant until the day you die. Basically, like, I will worry about my children until I die. It just will not go away. Like, it's constant stress and worry and hope that they're okay and they're healthy and thriving. But anyways, so I'm gonna end the vlog here. I'm gonna show you our sushi. It was expensive. It was a little bit of an impulse. I don't usually, you guys know me, I never order takeout. Like, literally never. We maybe get a pizza maybe once a month, if that. Usually it's like once every 2 months, but I craved sushi so bad, and I added everything up. Like, I went to order through Uber Eats, and I hit the next step thinking it was gonna give me, like, it gave me a total, but I thought, like, I didn't know that was like the final step. Like, I thought I could like look it over, and like, no, that was the final step. So I'm like, okay, we're paying $75 for sushi, which is insane. It's crazy to me. But then I thought, you know what? I've had a hard day and she wants sushi. We can't go anywhere. It'll be nice. So anyways, I'm just doing some macaroni for the kids. I'll show you guys our sushi later. And then tomorrow I'm going to show you what I packed in our hospital bags. But that's the whole story.